Shalom, shalom. Gonna wait for people to come in. Not gonna be long-winded. Um, not gonna take much of your time. It's just a part two of what was brought forth a few weeks ago. I'm gonna keep going with this train of thought with this. What's going on over there in Haiti? What's going on over there as a whole, and get really into the nitty-gritty of the truth of what's happening right now. Right. And I hope everybody is engaged in all the videos that's going to be viewed right here on this in this class or session with you, Israel. Is going to be fair use. All right. So please write fair use in the chat whenever you see something or you see a video that speaking about Jimmy Cherizier and the tribe of Levi and what's going on over there. Right. So wait a few more moments. So let's get into it. Because people want to speak on this man right here in the middle in this image. I mean, every time our people fight for free, fight for righteousness' sake, fight for fairness' sake, fight for um, to be treated in a way that is not marginalized. Well, we are deemed as evil, bad, or demonized in many ways, which is the campaign of America. So-called white man's campaign is to just say that black man, whenever he has a gun, he has to be doing wrong. He must be a, um, a evil person. But we're gonna see that evil is not even in the context of perspective. This is evil on a whole other level that America is doing to Haiti right now. Right. So let's start with Psalms chapter 9, verse 15, right? And it reads, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Haggai Selah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget Yahweh. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O God, O Lord, let no man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah. Right? We're going to get into it. We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 15. And it reads, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, that they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? This is the so-called white man, right? This is what he does. He goes everywhere and destroys and turns the world into a place that is not livable for his own profit. But this man is trying to fight for his people. And we're going to see why he got to this point. Because Ecclesiastes 7:7 tells us what? Let's go there. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. And it reads, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So we are being patient, right? But Jimmy Cherizier, the way he came about, this man, he came from the ghetto, from nothingness, the hood in Brooklyn. It would be comparable in certain senses, but I'm going to show you how hard it was. His mother named him, or the neighborhood rather, named him Barbecue because his mother used to cook barbecue and sell it in the market, right? But he was born in 1977 during the last days of the Duvalier dictatorship, right? And he lived on Delma 6, which is downtown Port-au-Prince, right? He went to school. He went to college. He went to become a highly in a high position in the Haitian police, a riot brigade, right? He became a community leader, and he was part of the unit for development and maintain order. That's, in French, it's called Unité de défense, de défense, de développement pour le maintien de l'ordre, right? So he was going out there, walking around and defending the neighborhood. That was his job, right? But let's see.
Youngest of 8 children of a street vendor who sold grilled meat, he was nicknamed Barbecue. Cherizier would spend his days delivering food to this market where his mother worked.
Maman, en tant que machin manger, les manger appareil, yo met manger à nos cuvette, met manger.
Yeah, his mother would put the meat, so-called chicken and meat, into a bucket, and he would go to the market. You see all that garbage in the back? That's trash. And he would go there and sell the meat. He would carry the bucket on his head to sell it, to be able to survive, to be able to go to school, to provide for his people, to provide for himself, and for the people that he loved.
Cherizier worked his way through school and college, eventually winning a coveted job in the Haitian National Police. He became an exemplary cop in a gang and riot-fighting brigade. At the same time, he was a community leader in his Delma 6 neighborhood. But Lower Delma was rife with criminal activity. Delma 6 resident Mario Bernache is a Haitian-American Vietnam veteran. He spent decades as a New York City letter carrier.
So this man, he used to live in the United States, working for the post office, doing his thing, working in the United States. He went back to Haiti, and he knows, he lived in the midst of all of this. He knows how it went down.
And union representative before returning to Haiti, where he encountered the notorious 117 gang.
I was standing, that was not too far from here. And there's 3 guys. They coming in, I saw them. One of them say, okay, stay there. The other say, shit, those guys will do something. One of them came in to kill one of my neighbors. So when he walked in, I walked next to him, he pulled the gun out, I went like this. And then the gun went out, with boom! And everybody that was there ran. So I had to fight with 3 guys. I got the gun, but I didn't shoot them. I got the gun, they ran. So I ran a little bit after them, and I said, I shot, bah.
This is how it is right now. This is how it is in Haiti. People are shooting people. People are trying to kidnap other people. It's hell. But why is it lit like this? Why is it that the country that was called the Pearl of the Caribbean has become a home of gangs and a home of kidnappings, so-called rapes? And it seems that it's a never-ending um, struggle for the people over there. Meanwhile, you got so-called democracy going over there and setting their foot over there. Just like in the book of First Maccabees, they set up embassies, and even embassies are no longer embassies anymore. They set up puppets to do America's bidding, to do what they know is against the laws of God, what is against the laws of righteousness, of pure righteousness. They go in there and they demonize the place. Not only did the earthquake did a number on this country, but now America's going in this country and just plain destroying everything and causing chaos for resources' sake. Right? And we can see that this has an effect on people. Gangs upon gangs upon gangs. You can't even move without having people come and try to take what they can. Right? But now the man that we just saw, Mario Banash and Jimmy Cherizier, form an organization called Another Vision. Right? But by this time, I mean, Jimmy was getting disillusioned on what's going on. Like, people are not even, as a cop, a riot brigade, leader of his community, a police officer, there's certain things he wasn't even allowed to do, right? And we're going to read about that in the scriptures. Let's go to Habakkuk. Chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right? Wrong judgment all the time. Like, we're going to see how he from his own mouth is going to explain how there was one law for the poor and one law for the rich. And the rich would never be touched by justice. Only the poor would be marginalized. Only the poor would be persecuted. Right? Why is that? Let's go to Micah chapter 7 and verse 2. The good man is perished out of the earth. There is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net, that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for reward. And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up. The best of them is as a briar. The most upright is sharper than a thorn's edge. The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be thy perplexity. I mean, it's getting to a point where the people can go over there without safety. And we as a people over here, we watch the news, but we don't see who's pulling the strings. We don't see who's doing what behind the scenes. We don't see who is not only being used, but some of them even want to be used for their own purposes, to destroy our own people inwardly. Just like Yahushua said. He said what? Some of them are ravenous wolves. Some of them are some are in sheep clothing, but outwardly are in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. They will come to, they don't care about our people. They don't care. And we're going to see who they are. Right? We're going to see who they are.
We're going to protect the MI6. I'm going to chase those guys out. Yeah, at the time.
Sorry.
saying, okay, we're going to protect the MI6. I'm going to chase those guys out, those gangs, and then we're going to try to clean the neighborhood. So we started this organization called Another Vision.
Although the leader of his police unit, Cherizier was becoming disenchanted.
Kem te content, lem te rentre dans police nationale d'Haïti, moi te fait partie de une unité spécialisée qui c'est UDMO, qui te kon fait un pile opération, qui te au plus fort dans opération ça.
So he was part of that like that group. It's like we could say SWAT team or shall we call it? I would say more like a PLR mixed with SWAT team because he was working for the government, right? Going around, doing operations, helping out, making the country safe, right? Watch this.
Qu'on réussit. Là nous faire opération ça c'est contre monde qui qu'on a violé la loi, monde qui pas respecter la loi. Mais moi en pile monde qui te gen gros l'argent, monde qui riche qui a violé la loi. Moi pas en tant que policier.
See that? With the picture, Che Guerrero is perfect. Like you're working for the police. You see people that have money violating the law, and you can't touch them. This is what madness looks like. And if, as a person, you don't feel some type of way when somebody's violating the law, violating people, and taking advantage of people because they have money, and you have no heart, right?
M pa gen droit ni pour manye moun sa yo ni pour m'arrêter.
You could not arrest them, you could not touch
Au
them.
contraire, moun qui gen gros l'argent sa yo, moun qui gen gros influence sa yo qu'on a violé la loi, m kon wè yo chita tête à tête avec supérieur mwen yo.
See that? So, like we read before in Micah, like it would like people that would violate the law that had money would sit with government officials, and they would talk about what they're doing, knowing that this government official knew that this person was a criminal, and they would do nothing. And this is why, let's read it again. Micah chapter 7, verse 2, the good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net, right? That they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asked, and the judge asked for reward. And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up.
Avec gros chef yo. Et puis, on vient réaliser et que la loi pas existé pour moun riche yo. Et que la loi existait pour seulement moun qui pauvre yo.
So he only saw like poor people get arrested. Just like in New York. I got family members. They're in the police. They switched to go to another department, to another job. But they told me literally, like they were told, do not go after Asians, don't go after the Chinese, or go after Black and Hispanic people. And him as a Black man, he couldn't arrest other people. So it's like our people are being built to hate their own and arrest their own and have a disdain against their own people. Meanwhile, other people are going around doing worse crimes than stealing bread unchecked, which is wickedness on a high level, right? Wickedness on a high level. But now we come to a point where Jimmy was in an operation on November 13th, 2017, where this was at College Maranatha, right? School where people, like children go, young people go to learn, and so on and so forth. But on that particular day, there was an operation where there was 2 cops died, and 9 civilians died also. Those civilians included gang members. And this singular event would allow many countries to come in and deem it fit to come in to try to help out, but they weren't asked, they were told to come. They weren't um, coming for to help the people, but to do what? To spread disinformation. To spread disinformation using not only people that were in the country, but people that came into the country for do good deeds, so-called good deeds. And recently, we've seen many people being caught with, in the past, Haitian children in their home, used as slaves, beaten, abused. The so-called white man is no good, man. He could never be trusted. From time immemorial, he could never be trusted. If he could be trusted, then Haiti would be in better shape right now. By now, that country would have been on a whole other level. How many years have they come into the country claiming to want to help? United Nations come in, and the country has never been in a good state since the so-called white man came in 1915, and even before then with the French. As soon as a white man comes on an island, he destroys, maims, rapes, and pillages until there's nothing left, right? But after this operation where 11 people died, right? Two weeks later, the so-called RNDDH, which is funded by who? The National Endowment for Democracy, published a paper saying there was a massacre in Grand Ravine in the south of Haiti. But lo and behold, there was no proof. No proof can be found, right? There was a massacre. No proof, right? Which is why Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah chapter 59. Chapter 59. And let's start at verse 4. And it reads, "For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness." So-called white man, that's for you. "None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrices, eggs, and weave spiders' webs to catch the innocent in," right? "He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands." And they coerce people to write lies and tell lies about the tribe of Levi, about our people, right? Verse 7, "Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood, innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their path. The way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace." So don't be confused about what they do or what they say, because we're going to see they bring about, oh, there was a report, and this is what happened, this is what they did, this is what Jimmy Cherizier did. But lo and behold, no bodies were found. No massacre was proven to have happened in that area, Grand Ravine, in the south of Haiti. Right? But let's see.
Au contraire, la police là te félicité. Au contraire,
went awry at College Marantha, leading to gun battles. By the end, 2 cops were dead, along with at least 9 civilians, including suspected gang members. The portrayal of this event would become the opening salvo in an information war against Cherizier. Day after the operation, police brass and government officials held a ceremony to honor the policemen who took part. Photos we obtained from a former police official show a ceremony of Prime Minister Jacques Lafontaine congratulating the officers and presenting condolences for their colleagues killed in the line of duty.
So imagine you're being congratulated, but do you really want to be congratulated? You got 2 people that died. Your colleagues that are dead, right?
Cherizier can be seen on the side.
He's right here.
Directeur général police là te félicité comme si pour courage moi premier ministre te félicité et que pour bravo moi le fait que m'te aidé un policier sorti dans l'école là parce que c'est pas des policiers seulement qui étaient supposés mourir.
2 weeks.
Now, after all this effort, after all saving all these people from exchanges of bullets, people dodging bullets faster than Axel Foley, and so the SWAT teams, so on and so forth. Imagine what happens next.
Later, Haiti's leading human rights group, the National Human Rights Defense Network, commonly known as the RNDDH, issued a report alleging that civilians had been summarily executed. An article in The Intercept deemed the incident a massacre while relying on the RNDDH. However, no evidence of summary executions, let alone a massacre, has been presented. Jimmy BBQ Cherizier denies the allegations of police wrongdoing at College Marantha.
See that? So there was no massacre. There was no massacre there. But lo and behold, they would have you believe there was a massacre. There was no proof there was a massacre.
Pour l'histoire et pour la vérité, pas de jamais d'exécution sommaire. Pour l'histoire et pour la vérité, pas de jamais de massacre dans le Grand Ravine.
There was no massacre.
Et spécialement dans l'école Maranatha. Et après la police au film mourir, dans gourmet pour nous récupérer cadavre et que pour bandit pas de prendre ta laver pour te bouler pour te prendre zam qui était sous yo, malgré ça la police te perdu son zam. Et dans échange cartouche on a retourné venir récupérer cadavre, te gagne pile échange balle. Dans échange cartouche ça yo et te gagne ça nous carré des dommages collatéraux.
So, in the exchange of bullets, there was collateral damage, but there was no massacre. There was no massacre. So you can understand how the white man plays word games. So basically, because there was collateral damage, those soldiers have to take responsibility for the bullets that was thrown on each side. But let me ask you this: if somebody shoots at you and you got a gun, you have to be one amazing person not to shoot back. Especially if it's your job. But lo and behold, the so-called white man, he could spin a good one, right? That's why we've just read in Isaiah 59. Let's read it again. 59:2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies. Your tongue hath uttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Then this is the part. They hatch cockatrice eggs and weave the spider's web. He that entereth in there eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. They coerce other people to write lies about what this man did, to the point where he had to leave the police force.
Carré comme ça, te gagne des moun et qui te atteint de projectile, mais Personne moun baka di est-ce que c'est policier qui te tué moun sa yo ou bien si c'est bandit yo parce que moun sa yo retrouvé au mauvais endroit au mauvais moment. Te gen det tir croisé en gros c'est comme ça.
Crossfire.
Mais pas de jamais question exécution sommaire côté que
Nobody
policier te prend moun dans
executed
l'école là
nobody.
et puis yo exécuté yo. Tout ça c'est parole que nèg yo formaté de toutes pièces et que pour être capable de
It's
mettre sur la
lies.
police là pour
Straight
être
across the board, they lied upon this man, slandered upon this
The RNDDH report panicked the police leadership.
Dans lundi qui pral vini.
So imagine that report panicked the police force. Next thing you know, the police force asked him to come into the office, and he was summoned. He was summoned to come in, right? And basically to account for his actions. But knowing that he didn't do anything wrong, he never went in. He never went in. So they let him go after 15 months. They let him go from the police force, and he was declared a wanted fugitive. How can a man who worked 14 years for that police force, 14 years side by side with other men, have seen combat, has seen bullets fly, has been into part of many operations, be blamed for an operation that went awry and a lie that was spewed upon his name and upon the whole unit of men that he commanded? Right? But lo and behold, this is not the end. Right? This is not the end.
Organisation doit moun yo et mélanger avec un parlementaire et que yo monté dans grand ville et que nous par contre qui ça qui planifié et puis tout de suite nous entendons que yo convoqué tout policier qui est dans opération sous prétexte bon massacre qui fait dans l'école grand ville nan.
Police brass accused Cherizier of conducting a rogue operation, alienating him from the police force on which he had served 14 years.
Ça a affecté moralement puis le policier, ça a affecté moralement personnellement parce que imaginez ou témoin et comme si nous témoin deux policiers qui a mouru comme si.
So he went over there to do an operation that was sanctioned behind closed doors. But after the events, they blamed him for a massacre that never happened because there was crossfire, where two of his men died in the crossfire, right, with gangs and people that was there at the wrong place at the wrong time. As I know, an execution is when you put people on their knees and you shoot them. People are not running around or running or escaping, and they're being shot in different places. That makes no sense, right? Let's keep going.
Jimmy BBQ qui prend balle qui tombe devant qui mourir et que ouais pour raison politique parce que nèg yo besoin de dossier politique et pour autant que nous mêmes qui victimes et que c'est nous mêmes encore faire passer pour pas.
See, so our men, Jimmy Cherizier and his men, were victims here. They went to do their job, and in the end, they get blamed. They get blamed. They get told that this is your fault, and you have to take responsibility. But wait a minute, you asked me to go in there. Let's get it clear. No military operation, big or small, is sanctioned without the government being sanctioned. And as always, it's always the foot soldiers that have to take the blame when an operation goes awry, especially in a system that is corrupt. And we know how America's corrupt, boy. There's some corrupt people. Corrupt to the bone, right?
Cherizier refused to answer police summonses and was fired 15 months after.
Jimmy Cherizier pas fait partie de l'institution de la police encore.
The government issued a warrant for his arrest that has not been served to this day.
And this is why Jimmy Cherizier became a wanted fugitive. Now, I'm going to ask the people in the chat, do you think he had a legitimate reason not to show up, not to come in, not to allow himself to be summoned and to be blamed? Wouldn't be a good reason not for him not to come in? I mean, if he came in, truth be told, he might have lost his life, be imprisoned For what? Doing what's right? No. I mean, let's be honest here. This man worked 14 years for the police force, ride brigade, community leader, commander of his unit, leader, protector of his community, protector of his people, walking around trying to do the right thing, but he can't arrest the people that need to be arrested. The real people that need to be arrested, they can't be touched. And many people over there are in cahoots with other people to get what they want, to get what they deem to be fit to them. Right? But now let's see how deep the corruption of the RNDDH goes. Right? Let's see how deep this goes. Let's see how deep this corruption goes. Because, oh man, as the Most High speaketh, let's see what he says about Israel. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13, and it reads, "The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid." So we should walk in that manner. As he walks in that manner. He's not afraid. He's going to walk around and unafraid, unapologetic for being who he is. Because he saw wickedness being perpetrated. And he said to himself, no, this can't keep going. This can't.
18. Every RNDDH report about Port-au-Prince accuses Cherizier of crimes, including killing children, feeding bodies to pigs, and burning human remains.
He is accused of a lot of things that I know. A lot of time they say he's doing this and that. He's right there in Diamond 6. And like I said, I don't know what Pierre Esperance got against him.
See, Pierre Esperance, who is the head writer or the author, the editor, I would say, for the RNDDH, I don't know. He has an issue with Jimmy. He has an issue with him. He has a problem with him, and he wants him out of the way. Why? Let's see why.
The RNDDH is funded by the National Endowment for Democracy, or NED, an arm of the U.S. government that carries out destabilization campaigns in foreign countries.
Destabilize what? the NED, right, funds the RNDDH to destabilize Haiti on purpose. On purpose.
Countries. In the words of its founder, a lot of what we do today was done covertly 25 years ago by the CIA.
See? And this was written by who? A man named Weinstein. Now, if it's the same man, I don't know, but we'll leave it at that. A lot of what they do covertly 25 years ago, that means that they've been in there. They've been there trying to destroy Haiti, trying to destabilize the region to a point where they didn't want to fracture it, to take away the people over there and kill them.
The RNDDH has a history of political machinations on behalf of its foreign sponsors. Hanging above Esperance's desk is an award from the U.S. Embassy dated 2002, the period when his organization, then called the National Coalition for Haitian Rights, or NCHR, was running a disinformation campaign in the lead-up to the 2004 coup against President Jean-Bertrand Aristide.
See that? So that man we just seen, right, who is the editor for the RNDDH, is funded by the National Endowment for Democracy to spread disinformation. And disinformation is easy. You just pay. You go to the poor and tell them, hey, tell people that your child, this happened or that happened. Not saying who. I'm just saying this happened, that happened, and you give them a couple of dollars. And we just seen Mario Benache. He said that every time something, Pierre Esperance said that Jimmy BBQ was doing something, he was doing this, that, in that zone, that zone. He was there right there in Delma 6, downtown Port-au-Prince, just chilling. And he was blaming that man. Don't get me wrong. If a man does wrong and there's proof, fine. But the massacre of Collège Maranatha, there was no proof. And many of these massacres that Pierre Esperance is telling that people that Jimmy BBQ did, they have no proof. And Mario Benache, he tells you that, yo, they've been saying that this dude been doing these things, but he's right there. He's sitting right there chilling on his front porch, eating barbecue, right? Barbecue chicken, doing his thing. But lo and behold, the CIA is within the National Endowment for Democracy, which funds Pierre Esperance's paper or organization, which is the RNDDH. We have to dig deep and look at who is doing what and who's getting paid and who's getting all the press, who's putting out the news, and who's gaining from this news. We can't allow ourselves to be swayed by what people say and how it looks. We have to dig deeper. We are Israel. We have to go and find news outlets, find information, find the truth. Don't let a certain man come and tell you, certain white man come and tell you this is what happened. You got to sift through information. You got to look through information and peer through it with a keen eye that the Most High has given us. Because they're going to come with sheep clothing, but inwardly they're ravenous wolves. We got to look at it, man. These people are straight up destroying Haiti on a level where they had practiced for many years, since 1915, and they came in with guns, with the UN, with Monsanto, and now with democracy, with Christianity, with all different types of doctrines. And now they raised up a man that they have to deal with. And they have to deal with the Most High too. They have to deal with the Most High. Because they raised up a man that will raise up a banner for the Most High in his own way. And that's why we have to be on our P's and Q's, know what's going on, research. And the more languages you know, the better it is. Because we all know we have the King James Bible, but there are Bibles out there that remove scriptures. So how is it? Is it not? It's not even far-fetched to believe that they will circumvent the information to make you believe what they want to believe. Because history is written by the victor, right? His story. History. Don't believe everything. For today, I thank y'all for coming. Sorry for ending so early. I'm very tired. It's been a long week. And praise Most High God by Yahushua HaMashiach for this Shabbat, for this day of rest that we're about to savor, about to relax in with family, brotherhood, and people that we love. Hopefully, I will have a longer class for part 2. Yes, thank you. Have a longer class for part 3, Salat, part 3. We're going to go deeper in what's going on over there. And trust me, this is not the end. This is so much more information. This is just a piece of a piece. It's like I got 3 pies, apple, sweet potato, and um, lemon meringue, or whichever one y'all like. I got 3 pies, and I got to separate these pies according to what everybody needs, everybody wants to hear, and needs to find out about. So with that, I pray y'all have a good Shabbat, y'all families, and be well. Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Kwam Yasharah.